Good morning. Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, freezing Tuesday to anybody who is watching this morning. I'm Melissa Miller and I am going to be working on a project this morning. We are without power here at our shop. So I figured I would go ahead and work on a project that I need to get knocked out before tonight. I'm working on a tiered tray that we have made. It's the first tiered tray that we've attempted to make, and I'll be using it later tonight again at 8 o'clock on Essential Stencil. But for now, I'm gonna bring you along and show you the prepping of this wood tray. I know a lot of you are probably freezing cold, bundled up, and hello Tammy, hi Don. I'm so sorry. Our little town is, they're cycling off the power all over, and probably maybe where you live too, but we just lost power here maybe 20 minutes ago. So I decided the one thing I knew I could do was go live from my phone. And good morning, Randy. I know most of the country has extremely freezing cold, unnatural, unnormal temperatures for a lot of the parts of you. Even here in the Midwest, it's cold. We have cold winters, but I think our power is only going to be off for maybe 30 minutes, which could be very detrimental to some farmers who are taking care of their livestock. So that's a hard one. That's really hard to have your power shut off, and I think that a lot of there's probably a lot of the older people in our community that had no idea that their power is going to be cycled off and on. So it is what it is, I guess. I'm not here to talk about that. I know it's very, very cold. I'm here to hopefully be a distraction and show you guys something fun this morning, and maybe just lift your spirits a little bit. I know it's crappy out, it's cold out. Everybody feels the same way. Ask anybody how they are and they're like, I'm freaking cold. So that's just the answer. The answer is we're all just cold. Hopefully temperatures will go back up by the end of this week, so we can look forward to that. And I know, snow cream. There you go, Mary. That's a positive spin. That's a positive spin. It just sucks. There's nothing you can do about it. So good morning, Myron. Yeah, lucky. You're in Arizona. I know you're on vacation. Oh, I'm glad that you're where it's warm. I really am. You know what? I'm not jealous. I'm happy for you. If I could be somewhere warm, I would be. So anyway, we came in today, and yeah, I know. I asked so many of you the other day what your temperatures were where you lived, and that post just blew up. And I was reading all of the comments, seeing where everybody is from, and it's just so crazy that Texas has such cold temperatures. And Deborah, you're without electricity for 2 hours. I don't understand that. I really don't. And someone could explain it to me all day. I just don't get it. But you know what, on our way into town this morning, we saw a farmer in his tractor scraping the road, and a lot of our farming community around here, they're calving, so they're having babies in this weather, and they need those electric waterers going. They just need stuff going. So it's just really hard for electricity to be cycled off. I know, I would go hang out with Amanda. Totally. She's in Florida, warm Florida. So, yeah, I was going to say, even in Texas, where everybody says, oh, I'm going to go to Texas for the winter. Not this winter, right? You guys are getting hit hard, and that's hard whenever you're not used to that and you're not prepared for it. So I know in the southern states, when you're not prepared or you haven't experienced it before, a lot of people don't have snow boots and coveralls in the South because they just don't need them. What I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to work on stenciling this tray that we have built. Mind you, we have built this tray. I'm going to do a live tonight, and I'm going to build decor for this tray. I'm going to stencil some fun ways and show you a way to style this tray that I have here today. I didn't have a tray, and I wanted to go buy one, but I thought, well, let's try making one. So Carson had been playing around in the shop with some fun joints that he was doing on the table saw. And so whenever I saw that I took these apart, and now I don't know that I can get them back together. Whenever I saw that what he had been doing, he had this little jig and he was making these corner things on the table saw. So I said, hey, could you build me some trays? So we worked on building trays. And I know a lot of you aren't able to build your trays like this. But I have other ideas for that too that I'll be sharing here on our page. So I'll plan to do that sometime this week later. But I wanted to share with you the one that we did get built. And if you have the option to do it, you don't have to use these corners, but I'm gonna tell you what we did and how we did this. So this is my wood tray, and it is chunky and big. And I'm gonna stencil this, and I'm either gonna stain it or I'm gonna torch it. I'm not sure which one yet. But these, we used what we had. We have wood here. So we did these fun little joints on the table saw. So those are put together. This thing is super solid. We've got wood, a wood floor in the bottom of it. So we've got that on there too. And I think he nailed that in. And then the tops are turning blanks that we have. And Carson put some edges on them with a router. So it's kind of octagon. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, it's pretty large. It's a large, big, chunky, heavy tray. And I'm going to not leave it like this. It could be like this, but he also took the same pieces because I had him cut these, and he made me some feet, which I think the feet are gonna have to be replaced. They split out pretty bad whenever we screwed them in, and he glued them and he pre-drilled and everything, but our wood is this is ash, and it's very super, super hard wood. So it just didn't matter. So I think we're gonna make some new feet for them, but for now I'm just gonna show you guys what I plan to do with this. And so you know how resourceful I am. I went to the lumber yard because I wanted a top for this. And we got one of these little guys. It was originally this color, like shiny metal. And I don't know what this is called. It's probably called something, but this is gonna get screwed into the top. So this is gonna be my top. I just spray painted it black. So whenever I put this all together, this will be down in here. I don't have the hole drilled for it yet, but I spray painted it with just a flat black. And I got this at our lumber yard. So I'm using this for the top, my little top loop, my decorative loop. So that's what it's gonna be. And tonight on the Essential Stencil page, I'm going to be showing you all of the things I'm gonna make to go in this tray. And an eye hook. Thank you, Rebecca. I could not think of the name. We just rummaged through the eye hook. That's exactly what it is. And it's a chunky one because this is so big. This had to kind of have some bigness to it to match, so I didn't get a little one. But it was fairly cheap. I want to say maybe $2. So I just slapped some spray paint on that. And then tonight, like I said, on the stencil page, I'll be going live at 8, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do with the inside of this. So this is just it's gonna actually be very chunky, rustic. I don't know what all, but I'm gonna put some stencils on it because these sides are big enough that I can stencil on them. So I'm gonna tip this down and I'm gonna show you. I got some inspiration, of course, off of Pinterest. I found a tray that I really loved, and I have this stencil, and I think it was only, so all of you stencil people, just know you can create the same look with tape. I'm not gonna do, I am cold. I have like 5 layers on, Judy. You can create this look with tape, and taping off for your stripes. I have a striped stencil, so I'm going to be using this on 2 sides of this tray. So meaning, I'll show you what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna start with the striping, and it's like a ticking stripe. So I'm gonna add this on there. And I don't know, this was a pre-order exclusive like in 2019. So I don't know that you guys can get this, and I hate showing things that you can't get. But you can also tape off with painter's tape to get the same look. I'm gonna lay this on here, and I'm gonna have to extend it. But I'm gonna just start with a little bit of white paint, and I'm going to tape my stencil on as straight as I think I can. And then I'm gonna stencil some white on here, and I will extend it. But I'm gonna add a little bit of painter's tape. I finally have painter's tape, not just duct tape. So, for those of you who were concerned about me not having tape and always using duct tape, I have my painter's tape, so you'll be glad to know that. I will have to hold this down while I stencil, just to make sure it doesn't move. But I'm gonna put this ticking stripe on this box first with white paint. And I'm using white. I'm just trying to line it up because my box is not totally straight, so I'm kind of eyeballing it to make sure it looks straight enough. And I'm gonna tape it where I can so that it's maybe not gonna move on me. We'll see. It's not wanting to stick to my wood. Maybe I will have to use duct tape, you guys. Okay. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit so you can see this. So you can see here what I'm doing. I'm just using right now 2 sides. I am going to grab a little bit of duct tape because this is not wanting to stick to my wood. So let me just add that there. That'll help. That way it's not gonna move on me, hopefully. And I'm kind of lining it up more so with the top rather than the bottom because my bottom of my board is not totally straight. Okay. Hi guys, hey, thanks for watching. I know, Judy, gotta be resourceful sometimes. I was gonna go and look for one, but I just decided, you know what, let's just make one. So I'm gonna put some white on this, and then we're gonna see how this goes. And I'm just gonna use my cardboard over here for my paint. I'm gonna grab a little brush, and I'm gonna add some paint onto this box and make this stripe go all the way down the middle of this, hopefully. I'll have to extend it. I'm just gonna go ahead and stencil this on here. And I could have done black. Thought about actually doing black, but I'm gonna try the white. So we'll see how it works. Because I've got the striping that I wanna do on 2 sides. And then I'm going to put another stencil on the other 2 sides. So, I like to come on here sometimes, like I could have just showed up with this tonight on my live on the stencil page. Good morning. And I could have just showed you you know, my done tray, but I think it's sometimes more fun for you guys to see the process of how I get it to that point. And if I have to do it over before tonight, then I'll also know. So I told Bucky that I was gonna go live and I needed to get this tray wrapped up and done so that I knew tonight I was ready to go. And I just thought I'd turn on the camera and show you guys. So I think it's just kind of fun for you to be able to see what happens prior to sometimes our lives on the Essential Stencil page, because sometimes there is some prep work that goes into it for sure. kind of moved my stencil. I'm trying really hard. This stripe, well, I'm also working like ideally, if I had thought of what I wanted before I built this, I would have done this and then we would have built it. So good morning, Trish. Hello, you guys. It would have been, if I had some forethought on what I wanted to do, but I literally just decided what I wanted to do with this tray last night. And so it was already built. But if you were to think about your sides and know that this is what you wanted to do, it would be a lot easier to stencil these pieces before they're put together. So I will tell you that. Learn from me there. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going with this little stripe. I'm gonna just line this back up. And I'm going to continue this stripe all the way down. I'm just matching it back up, and I will have to hold it because it doesn't quite seem to want to stay, and I don't have anything over here to hold it right now. So I'm gonna have to hold it and stencil. See, again, this would have been so much better if I had thought this through. Obviously. There's my mom. Hi, Mom. Mom, do you guys have power and star? So I'm gonna tape this here and hopefully it will help hold that a little bit. And I'm gonna have to hold this while I stencil because it's wanting to just come off. So I can do that though. Just spread my fingers across there and carry this stripe on. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm gonna do another process to this. I'm either gonna torch this box or I'm gonna stain it. If you have seen any of our other videos, then you have probably seen the stenciled and torched stars maybe on our door that we have here in the shop. And I really like that look. So I've got that there. Doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect there, but I've got the stripe going there. And then on the top one, I know I need a few more hands. I'm gonna turn this around because I'm going to set it down this way. So now I've got the top box and I'm going to add another stripe onto the top. This one will be maybe a little bit easier because I don't have to run it all the way. And I think I'm gonna add the little skinny stripes on the top. Maybe just the 2. So that it's just a little bit different. The 2 or the 3. I might do the 3. I'm gonna look at it. Duct tape is not great for your stencils. I don't recommend it, but my painter's tape is not sticking to the wood. So, thanks for hopping on, you guys. You vote for torch. Jennifer, I think that the torch is actually gonna look really cool. I brought my stain in and I thought about staining it, but you guys know, if you've seen me do anything before, you know I like to torch stuff. So I think I might do the torch. And so up here, I think I'm gonna use the 3 little stripes. And I'm just gonna try to line this up and stencil it by holding it. And I'm gonna tape down just these sides over here. And I'm just lining up the stripes. You guys could do your kind of tray. And to be honest, I think I'm gonna give it away to some friends of ours for their wedding present, possibly. We're gonna see how it turns out. And I hope they're not watching. I did freeze up, you guys, I'm so sorry. I keep freezing up, I know, you guys, I'm so sorry. I think it's probably the weather and me trying to go live, all of that crap, sorry. How does the paint react? I'm gonna show you. That's another reason I was gonna do the torching, because you can torch it as much as you want to, and you can torch it off so it kind of weathers it. I've done the paint and torching before, so it makes it just kind of look older. It kind of ages it, is what I would say. That's kind of what I would call it. So I know my signal is not great, you guys. I'm so sorry. I think it's just everything is freezing up. So thank you for sticking on. I know it keeps kind of going in and out. If you sit tight, it should unfreeze. It seems to be doing that at the moment anyway. So hopefully if it freezes up again, it just unsticks itself. Okay, so those are just some little baby stripes on there. So I've got the 2 stripes on there, right? Let me turn this back down just a little. I think I might have to leave it. So I've got those 2 sides there ready. And then on the other 2 sides, I'll show you 2 sides while we're here. I think I can work upside down. We're gonna try it. So I'm gonna use the secret ingredient is Always Love. This is a 2-pack. And I just realized that I'm probably backwards to you guys. Let me switch that for you. That might be better. Is that better? No, it might not be backwards. So this is what I'm gonna do. Can you torch after you stain too? I really don't know. I haven't ever tried that actually. So I'm not 100% sure what the torching would do. You can do it. I just don't know if it's going to make a difference. So let's see here. I'm going to use the secret ingredient. I'm going to just make sure I got it on there kind of straight. Because I can't really reach it if... Okay. I think I'm good. Just eyeballing it. Rebecca, I will show you how the torch affects the stenciled and the painted area. I've done it before and it looks pretty cool. So right now I'm just making sure I've got my wording on there right. Just trying to kind of keep it straight. So I'm going to add this on there, the secret ingredient, and then on the bottom I'm going to put is the Always Love words. Good morning, Donna. Hello. Hello from freezing cold Missouri. So if I do that there, and like I said, I could have probably done this in black, but I prefer the way that the white torches over the black. So there's the secret ingredient is, and now I can flip this back around. I'm propping up my tray with some spackle. Okay. And then I'm gonna use Always Love right here. And I'm just gonna stencil that on. Try to get it straight, hopefully. And I'm just using white acrylic paint. Okay. And I'm not gonna try to get up in this. I don't want to stencil on that. So you guys, I'm just prepping this tray for my live. I will be doing all of the decor to go in it tonight on Essential Stencil at 8 o'clock. So if you're watching me now, you'll have to pop over tonight and don't forget to join me there. And you'll see what I'm gonna put in this tray and how I'm gonna decorate it. And I'm gonna use some stencils for it. But I wanted to show you the process of making the tray prior to that. So that's why I'm on here today. And the fact that we have no power. Oops, kind of moved it. So whenever you move it, you just want to line it back up. Make sure you've got it where it's supposed to be. And ideally you want to tape your stencils down if you're in a place where you can do that easily in the space that you're working on. Okay, so I have the ticking stripe over here, and then I have, oh, the secret ingredient is always love. So I'm gonna start with the torching on the ticking stripe. So we're gonna torch that. And I'm gonna end up doing this to the other two sides, but I'll go ahead and show you guys how this is gonna turn out. Let me see if I can move it, get it stood up so that I'm torching this side so you can watch what happens. And I'll try to get you a better camera angle. Like I said, we've got to put new feet on because the feet just didn't quite work. And I'm gonna move my paint, move my brush, and I'll grab the torch and I'll show you guys what's gonna happen. Okay, so you can see this pretty well, I think. So I'll just start torching this and then I'll do the other side with the words. I'm just gonna let it dry for a few minutes. So I've got just a torch here. This one I don't have to light. I usually have a little blue torch that I just light with a lighter and I turn it on. But this is just one we've been using on our epoxy projects. So I don't even know how much is in here. And it was kind of a last minute thought to torch it, but we're gonna try it and see what happens. And if, like I said, worst case scenario, it doesn't look good, I'll be sanding this off and doing something different. And you can see I'm going right through that paint and it's gonna make it look like it's kind of been there, maybe kind of forever. So I'm just going right over the paint and I can make this as dark as I want to. The more I torch, it kind of ages that paint, and that's just white paint. So that's totally up to you how much you want to take. It'll kind of take the paint off. So it's up to you how you want that to look. Smoking. So I'm gonna turn this up and show you guys. Yeah, it does pop the grain, and you can see how very different it looks. Let me set this down, and I'm gonna just set it up here because until I get it all torched, it's gonna look very different. So let me show you. See how that looks? I think that's gonna look very cool whenever I get it all done. See the top? And if I had stained it, it would just be a very nice, clean, pretty, you know, very different box. But I just wanted to, I thought torching this might be fun, and it is. I kind of like it. So I'm gonna set this down and I'll torch the top one, and then we'll go ahead and do the other sides. It'll just start changing, it'll change how it totally looks. Very different. So I'm gonna end up torching the whole thing. What I might end up doing is doing something different in the inside of the box. I just don't know yet, but I'll show you. I know, it's very easy. I think it's a little bit easier than staining it. You could certainly stain. So I'll go ahead and do this one. I think you guys can see that okay. Let me turn it maybe a little bit this way for you. That might help. It is more fun than staining. I just grabbed gloves and I was like, how about we torch this? So far, so good. Okay, I can show you guys now how those